guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel, and it's your girl Adefemi Shimasku. Thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been a while I've been on here. It's not because I want to, but it's just circumstances beyond my power. For those that checked up on me, those that have missed me, thank you. And if you're new to this channel, please do well to click on the subscribe button. You're welcome to the family. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around even while I was away. But right now I think I'm back, I'm better. On today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you guys my beautiful journey to motherhood. How was it for me? How did I get here? So if this seems like something that's going to interest you, please do well to keep watching. So I got married in 2021. I wasn't one of those people that wanted to wait 2 years before they started having children, because I got married at what age? At the age of 30. I'm placing a age on all this thing. It doesn't matter when you do it. It's just important that you do it right. I've always had in mind that I was going to get married at an earlier age, have my 2 kids or 3 kids as the case may be, and by age 30 I'm looking good, getting your body back and back in the market, so to say, looking prime and proper, getting your girly body back. So I was one of those people that wanted that. Fortunately, God had a different plan for me, of which I just had to follow through. We started waiting due to my work. I was away for 6 months. My husband came to see me within this period. There was even a period I was sick. Everybody around me felt, oh, probably she's pregnant, but it wasn't. I wasn't pregnant. I really wanted it. One of those things I did at that time was these apps that you use to monitor your ovulation. I just had to delete it at that point, because each time it's always saying, oh, your period is now late, and I was having this anxiety that probably it's going to be this month. Thankfully my period is late, I'm going to be pregnant. So but when it wasn't happening, and I felt like I was so anxious about it, and I wasn't liking the feeling I was having, being anxious, unhappy, just because you're having a delay sort of. I just have to delete those apps for my whole mental sanity. And let me just put this out there. People say I've been waiting for a while. There's really no time you can't wait. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years. I know that there are extreme cases of people waiting for longer than 5 years, 10 years, but I just feel like your waiting period could be any time from whatever you want to call it. So at that point when you start feeling anxious, it's your waiting period. So it could be 3 months, it could be 2 months, it could be 4 months, it could be 1 year, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, whatever period it is, you've got to find peace. I just said I should put this out there, because some people will say, oh, you just waited for 2 years, or you just waited for 6 months and you're getting worried. Just chill now. I know, I understand, but we are different, we handle issues differently, and waiting period for people would always be different. So instead of we judging others, because I also had to deal with that. I heard somebody's story and Bessie was like, oh, she was just waiting for 6 months and she was crying and everything. And I'm like, are you crazy or what? There are people that have waited for longer than that. And what did they have to do? Did they have to die? But I came to understand that our waiting periods are different. It's just all about how strong you are. Back to my story. Fast forward to when I got back to the UK from travel. I was like, okay, probably there's something wrong with me. Let's check medically. I went to the hospital to check. They ran so many tests. They said I was okay, and they were like, oh, probably my husband should go get tested. My husband was like, he's not worried. One of the things the doctor said was like, oh, because I've been away for 6 months, I shouldn't worry about it, I should give it time. But I was still like, there's something wrong with me. I spoke to my mom. My mom was like, there's nothing that can be wrong with you. Mothers now, I gave birth to you, you also give birth to your own, you are strong, you are this. And I said, okay, well, I'm there though. So I just held on to faith. I was just like, okay, if God says I'm going to have a child, then I will. If it's not, then fine. And my husband has always, when we went to visit his parents, and his parents were like, oh, the only thing that is missing in our relationship now, we should give them a grandchild. And my husband was like, don't let anybody pressure you into doing what you're not ready to do. And I was like, guy, don't you even want to have a child? Why are you not even anxious about this thing? I feel like men don't care about these things. And it was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. We're not going to be pressured about it. And I'm like, okay, fine. But still, I was still worried, because I see my friends, this person has kids, and I'm like, oh God, when is that going to happen and all that. It got to a point that I even felt like maybe I just like the idea of kids, and I really don't want kids. Before I got married, I wasn't one of those people that, I wouldn't say I wanted kids. I wasn't sure if I wanted kids or not because I felt it was just too much stress, career-wise and everything. I wasn't sure if I wanted kids, or I just liked the idea of having a kid. When I met my husband and I asked him if he wanted a child, I was hoping he would say he didn't want a child. If he had told me he didn't want a child, I would have been okay with it. But he said, oh, 1 or 2, okay, fine. If you want kids, then it's okay by me. 1 or 2 is fine. I can handle that. When we got married, I wasn't still like moved whether I still wanted kids or not. You know, I had a plan of my career is going to take this turn, then afterwards I'll have kids and blah blah blah. When the career was not careering, I decided, okay, I think it's time to start trying for kids, just make my husband happy. I had to battle with people having to tell me, is it because of your job you're not ready to have kids? And those things used to hurt me because I feel like my job has nothing to do with me having kids or not. It has nothing to do with my job. It's not just happening, and I'm hoping that it's going to happen at the right time. And I remember me telling my friend, like, you see, this life is just not balanced. You look unto God, you pray, God, I need a husband, and God finally gives you a husband. That's a tick in the box. Then you're married, you start praying again, God, give me children. Like, it just feels like the battle is endless. And somebody even told me, oh, I'm putting my career first before having a child. That is why I'm not getting pregnant. And I'm like, yo, you don't even know what people are passing through. Careful of what you say to people, how sensitive this topic is. Though I shoved it up, like, I smiled and I'm like, you don't even know what's going on. I don't really care about your opinion. I don't care about what you think about me. But you know, we are all humans at some point. These things do, one way or the other, get serious. Fast forward to the beginning of 2023. Something just occurred to me when I've gone to the hospital. They said you were fine. My husband should get tested. My husband wasn't keen on getting tested anyway. He wasn't just in a hurry to have kids. And I'm like, okay. So one of the things the doctor said when I went to the hospital was, are you sure you guys are having sex the right way? And I'm like, what do you mean we're having sex the right way? I know it's going into the vagina, so what else are you talking about? So my husband and I, we used to joke about it when we come together, and I'm like, are you sure you did it the right way? And my husband would just laugh it off. So I think the Holy Spirit ministered to me in a way, and it was like I should get a tissue beside my bed, because I was always particular after having sex to clean up. I don't want stains on the bed sheet because I have to change the bed sheet each time, and I had to, like, immediately after we made up, I go to the bathroom, clean up myself and all that. At the beginning of 2023, something just occurred to me that why don't you have a tissue beside your bed? Instead of you running to the bathroom each time, you could just, you know, clean yourself up with a tissue. So even before I started this method, there were so many things I hear people say: hang your neck for 5 minutes, do this, doggy style is better, tried everything, but still it wasn't, we were not seeing any result. I started this tissue one. We were done, like big plenty tissue. I used it to block the thing from coming out. So that was how I was doing each time my husband and I copulate. That's a better one. Each time my husband and I came together as a couple, always use a tissue to block it. So when I started it, I felt like dirty. With time, I got used to it, and that was what I was doing. Then fast forward to March, I joined Tolulope Solutions, MarchtoMotherhood. I just reluctantly just joined our prayers anyway. That prayer and fasting period lasted for like 7 days. It got to that point where I already gave up, and I'm like, I don't think, maybe I'm not going to have a child, or maybe it's not going to be now, or let me just live my life and enjoy my husband, and that's it. If you don't have a child, my husband is fine by it anyway. I just didn't care, and I'm like, okay, maybe children is not for me. I bet the while of children going to take juice too much. I joined MarchtoMotherhood, thankfully. Didn't give up. I shall finish the 7 days. I joined our prayers even when I wasn't feeling like. Some of those prayers that we prayed was, you know, you have to be specific about what you want from God. Kept on telling God I wanted a boy and a girl, twins. Let's do it once and for all. Hola, God did it. I would say God did it. Sometime in April, I slept and I woke up. Something dropped in my mind that I'm going to give you a child. But when that thing dropped in my mind, it was God that told me that I was going to have a child. He said, I'm going to bless you with a child. Then he took me to this Bible verse. I'm going to try and put it on the screen, where he told Sarah that, I wrote it down somewhere in my journal, God has brought me laughter. That's Genesis 21 verse 6. And everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. Now, MarchtoMotherhood was first of March, I think till 7th of March. Oh, wow, 17th of March. Remember, God told me I'll have a baby, but He doesn't know when yet. That was exactly what I heard. I kept thinking to myself if I heard myself or I actually heard God. But reading Abraham's child promise that was fulfilled 25 years after, I believe God actually spoke to me, and I anticipate His gift of motherhood. Today, I trust God to fulfill His word. That was a revelation I got, like a confirmation from God that I was going to have a child. You know, when that thought dropped in my heart that I was going to have a child, but I don't know when, I just felt like maybe it's myself ahead though. I'm not sure it's God. God is always a God of specifics. He doesn't tell you things that He's not sure of. Well, how would He say, I'll give you a child, but He doesn't know when? I'm sure He's not the one. So I just changed it up. So fast forward to April, my period didn't come. I think I was supposed to come around 19 or 21. It didn't come. Me, I just went about my business, and I'm like, I'm sure the period will come 30th of April. And my husband, around 25 or 26th of April, my husband was like, I just see your period. And I'm like, it's just late. It's going to come. I'm sure it's sometime, you know, like it will come late. Probably 30th, it will come. Before 30th, it will come. And my husband was like, are you sure? It has never been this late before. I was like, sure, there's nothing. So the thing just came to my mind, and I'm like, Abi, it could be pregnancy and everything. I said, I'm not feeling anything. I don't think so. I'm not sure it's pregnancy. Anyway, I went to work, and the thing kept on putting in my mind that I should try to go and buy test strip. I went to one shop like that. But I said, I'm sure it's nothing. This thing is just anxiety. I was just wasting £4 to buy test strip for nothing. I went to the bathroom, and what God cannot do does not exist. If you say something, you surely do it. Lo and behold, it was 2 double lines. And I'm like, hey! Like, I was super excited. I was extremely excited. I showed him, like, we're having a baby. My husband, first of all, shocked. Nene. My husband was so shocked, and he was like, I'm like, are you not excited about having a baby? He was like, yeah. Like an hour later, I didn't see my husband. I think my husband ran away. So, and I'm like, where is this man? This one that is not showing excitement. Maybe my husband, I'm sure he has started thinking of money. But why don't they think, say, hey, they say, money, I want to spend money. He wasn't showing excitement. He was like, hey, I'm happy. And he went, he didn't tell me what was going on. Then he came back. I said, was it because I told you I'm pregnant now that you have disappeared for so long? Are you not excited about the baby? He said he's excited, he's happy. That was his reaction at first. But now, my husband, every 5 minutes, he's checking. Is he okay? Are you okay? Is the baby okay? I said, that was our testimony. That was how we got pregnant. I want to encourage somebody out there. God will always keep to His word. You have to hold on. You have to like be consistent. And if He tells you one finishing thing to do, even if it doesn't make sense, imagine telling me to use tissue to block it. When I was sharing with my friend, my friend was like, don't you know that if you go to the toilet immediately you have sex, that means the sperm will go away to wash off? Me, I wasn't seeing it like that. I just felt like what they actually told me to do was I should clean up. Not knowing that cleaning up means doing family planning without knowing. So whatever little thing that God tells you, it might not make sense to you. Imagine when He told me I was going to have a child, but He doesn't know when. And I'm like, it cannot be God. God will not tell you, He will do something, but He doesn't know when He's going to do it. Like how, but God speaks to us in different ways. So no matter what He tells you to do, I think even though it doesn't make sense, even though it doesn't, it sounds stupid, it's always advisable that you listen to Him. You might be very, very closer to your testimony. That's the journey to motherhood. The next video episode, I'll be sharing with you guys how I've been surviving, the things that has helped me along the way, and I'll just be sharing the journey with you. Please do well to subscribe to this channel because more juicy details are going to be coming your way, and do well to like this video, share with your friends, drop me some comments, wish me congratulations at least, and till I see you in the next one, guys. It's love and peace from here. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.